Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say Kal Halayim, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakakwadash. That honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, taught us his truth. And salutation to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. I'm the brother YAHAWAH from the GMS Chicago branch here in Chicago. Come back at you with another lesson. And Lord willing, I hope this lesson be edifying. I'm just simply, just jump straight into it. Regarding the diesel, shortage that's, happening not only here in America, but around the world also. As basing off this video, it says no one is ready for what's coming in 2 weeks. It's not good, right? This is very big news for us, bad news for the rest of the world. Of our people that want to stay here, continue to join hand in hand with Esau and this society. This is very big news to the downfall of this society. The shortage of diesel fuel. A lot of the average American, don't know what's going on. But with the shortage of diesel fuel for these big trucks means what? If these trucks can't move around, it won't, it impacts, the market. Food from, getting out to the marketplace, food getting out to these different places, basically important goods, reaching the marketplaces. It's going to cause a shortage worldwide, with the shortage of the diesel fuel, less than 2 weeks. This is just YAHAWASHI, just moving things along, wrapping this kingdom up. But let's just jump into some precepts. This is good news for us, bad news for the rest of the world. This is the book of Habakkuk 2 and 2. It says, "And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it." Right. It says, write the vision and make it plain upon tables. Right. Referring to the prophecies. That he may run that readeth it. Verse 3, it says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie." It says, "Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." What would not tarry? These prophecies. With the shortage of these diesel fuels, it's like a ripple effect with the shortage, of the diesel fuels. Like I said, it's like a ripple effect. If these trucks cannot get to these certain marketplaces, it's going to cause a famine. It's going to cause, uproars. If these people can't get what they want, it's gonna cause, sedition among men. Different things or different instances like that. So this is very big news for us. The Lord is moving things along. The Lord is wrapping up this kingdom, like the scriptures say. I believe it's in Matthew's how it talks about, for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So the Lord is shortening these days. The days are becoming quicker, and prophecies are speeding up. What I just referred to in this Habakkuk 2 and 3. It says, "Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." All right. With the shortage of this diesel fuel, it's going to be like a ripple effect. This is the book of Isaiah 55, and I'm going to just jump to the point at 11. It says, "So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it." Right. YAHAWASHI, spoke of these things, since the beginning. These things was written about since the beginning. Our forefathers, back in the regeneration, even back then, was talking about the same thing. Right, all these different prophecies are coming to pass. So I'm going to read it again. Verse 11, it says, "So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void." Meaning what? Everything YAHAWASHI said that was gonna happen is gonna happen. It says, "But it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it." Right. So when YAHAWASHI say he's gonna do something, he's gonna do it. This, the words, the Bible talks about the destruction and downfall of America. And we're seeing that right now. Yahweh said what? YAHAWASHI said what? That this place is going to be destroyed by that nuclear fire. That fire. And what? We're building up towards that right now. So these small little instances that we see is building up towards World War III and the total collapse and the total annihilation of this system, which is America, which is Babylon the Great and Esau's rulership. But let's continue. And this is good news, with the shortage of the diesel fuel and different things like that. This is very, very, very good news. This is the book of Matthew 24:1. It says, and YAHAWASHI went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him to show him the buildings of the temple. It says, and YAHAWASHI said unto them, see not all these things, verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. It says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, it says, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? Right, we're approaching the second return of YAHAWASHI. By what? We see all these different prophecies coming to pass. We're seeing a total, a total collapse of the American system, the American dollar, Esau's rulership. All these things, it's reaching a boiling point. Like I said, this diesel fuel, less than 2 weeks, is going to run out. It's going to lead to other things. And it says, and YAHAWASHI answered and said unto them, take heed that, okay, I'm going to jump down a little bit. It says, verse 8, it says, all these, I'm going to start at 7. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Right, famines. With the shortage of this diesel fuel, is what's going to come? Famines. Because what? If these trucks can't move around, it's going to lead to nationwide famines. It says, verse 8, all these are the beginning of sorrows. Right, all these are the beginning of sorrows. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. Everything, how bad it is right now, this is only the beginning. Wait till you see dead bodies, laying on your street when these people can't get what they want. As the scriptures say, the slain of the Lord shall be many, loosely paraphrasing. Let's jump down a little bit more. Let's get verse 12. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Right, we're seeing that right now. But how much more when this society, collapses? When food, it's not being stocked on these shelves because of the shortage of diesel fuel, And it's going to be, that diesel fuel is very important, to these trucks, to getting things out, like I mentioned before, Let's see. Verse 19, it says, a woe to them that are with child, and to them that get suck in those days. Right, a lot of these women with small children, different things like that. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be hard on these women, when it really goes down, and we're in that time right now. A lot of mostly these women is going to be suffering. Single mothers, without men to protect them. We're not talking about any type of man. We're talking about a righteous man of the Lord, And the ones with those children, as it said, as it says in the scripture, I believe it's in 2nd Esdras, the 15th or the 16th chapter, their wives shall be ravished, And that's coming. It says, but pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. Exactly right. It's going to be very, very, very bad out here. It says, verse 21, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Right? It's going to be a time like no other. And to touch upon this scripture, you could read Daniel 12:1. If the Lord is not on your side, you're going to be utterly wasted. You're going to be destroyed. But let's jump down a little bit more. Let's see. Verse 32, it says, now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, you know that the summer is nigh. Meaning that what? We're close to the second return of YAHAWASHI. Because what? We see all these prophecies coming to pass that marks the end of this society. It says, so likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it's near, even at the doors. Right, it is near. It says, verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. And we're in that generation right now. We're going to see all these prophecies come to pass. The famines, the MOTB, the mandatory MOTB, nuclear war, World War III, the second return of YAHAWASHI. That's going to happen in our generation. This is not going to happen 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now. This is going to happen in our lifetime. But let's continue. Yeah, but far as this diesel fuel, it's big news for us. This is the book of 2nd Esdras 6:22. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. All right, that's going to that's actually going to happen with the shortage of this diesel fuel. and the truck's not able to, not being able to reach its destination to, bring, food pallets, different materials, food, clothes, whatever the case may be. Without these different trucks and the diesel fuel to fuel these trucks, to make these certain destinations, it's going to lead to a nationwide famine, And what? The Lord sent the prophets out to warn the people, but what? 2/3 of our people is not going to hearken. And a lot of these people think it's a game, They're not going to think it's, they're going to be finding us in that time, well, what? What's that, Amos 8 and 11? They're going to be looking for answers in that time, but what? We're going to be nowhere to be found, Let's see. Pretty much I wanted to get out of that. This is this is 2nd Ezra 15 and 19. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for a great tribulation. And like I mentioned before, with the shortage of diesel fuel, and what if these trucks can't reach their destination to refuel, to refuel shelves, as I read back in that what's that second Ezra 6, without these diesel fuel to for these trucks to reach their destination, a lot of these people, if they can't get what they want, they're going to start robbing their next door neighbors. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with a sword and spoil their goods. Right? It's going to be a you or me mentality. Either you or me. And it remind me of that scene from World War Z. How basically the officer, the police officer, was even looting, for his family. So it's going to come down to, a lot of these people is going to have a me or you mentality, in the times that's to come. Either I get this, kill you and get this bread for me and my family, or you kill me. That's the type of mentality these people is going to have in the times that's to come. Neighbors that you knew for 5-10 years, they're going to turn against you. Because what? As it says right here, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, it's going to be a time like no other. Jeremiah 30 and 7, Daniel 12 and 1, that Matthew 24. I just read, all these are the beginning of sorrows, But let's continue. I got one more, and I'm going to close out. This is the book of 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come up upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Let me see what 1 say. Salakia. I'm going to start at 1. This is the book of 1 Thessalonians 5 and 1. It says, but of the times and of the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. Right, meaning what? A thief can come in at any point in time. And that's how the Lord is going to come. When you least expect it. It says, verse 3, it says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come up upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Right, because what is Sleepy Creepy Joe saying? That what? That the economy is on a comeback. That what? Jobs is coming here to America. Basically, putting these people in that peace and safety mindset. They're speaking good things about the economy, but when you go, look up the stats on the internet, it says otherwise. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come up upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. And that diesel fuel, less than 2 weeks when diesel fuel run out, is a big example of that. A lot of these people is not going to escape the calamities that's to come. That YAHAWASHI is going to put the mass of these people through. It says, but ye brethren are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief. Meaning what? Because what? Us brothers, and it's true, we have the knowledge, wisdom, understanding that YAHAWASHI has given us, to understand the prophecies, to understand what's to come. So that, till that day don't overtake us, because what? We're fully aware and we're preparing ourselves for that time, which we're in that time right now. It says, verse 5, you are all the children of light and of the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness. Right, because ultimately what? We have the light, which is this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. The rest of these people are blinded of what's to come. Right now, as me doing this lesson, a lot of these people is getting ready for the Halloween parade. A lot of these people out here trick-or-treating. A lot of these people out here, it's in their folly. But what? As I read in that verse 3, a lot of these people is going to be overtaken by the calamities that's to come. It says, verse 6, therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. Right. A lot of these people out here asleep. 2/3 of our people, the heathens, even the heathens as a whole, the average Edomite, a lot of these people are asleep, you know. But as for us, since we got this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, the Lord has given us that, basically, that magnifying glass to really see what's going on, you know. It says, verse 7, it says, for they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. Meaning what? A lot of these people is in that deep sleep, that deep confusion, as to what's going on. The average American don't know what's going on. You tell them, a lot of these average Americans can't even name 3 states. The average American is fucking slow, It says, verse 8, but let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet the hope of salvation. Right, us that got this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, we have to apply it. Everything that the Lord gave us. We have to really apply it. To really to know what's going on, to stay on our watch. To basically and to ultimately prepare ourselves. By the way of applying this truth. Doing what's right by the way of Yahawah, the ways of Yahawah Shem Yahushai, doing what's right, and ultimately watching, because what, like I said, a lot of these people are sleeping, a lot of these people want to be overtaken of what's to come. Less than 2 weeks of diesel fuel left. This economy is on its last leg, last string, last thread, however you want to say it. So I'm gonna end it off right there. Lord willing, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to end off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Dash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone who taught us this truth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the 4 corners of the globe. Lord willing, I hope this lesson was edifying. Until next time, Wah, Abba.